Prior to last season, one of the Yankees' marquee signings was Brian McCann, who filled a huge need as the club's #1 catcher. McCann is hard at work getting ready for 2015, but he's taken some time out to join us right now. And, Brian, you joined the Yankees 366 days ago. I have to ask you, how fast did that time go, and what did you learn in that year and one day?
It was one of the best decisions I've ever made. I mean, playing this year in front of these fans and to play with the teammates that I get to play with on a daily basis is the best decision I ever made, and it went by fast. It was a blur, that's for sure. I mean, spring training, learning everybody, getting to know the staff and the league. I mean, it went by way too fast.
When the season ends, how much do you reflect on what just happened before you then start thinking about 2015?
I think any athlete or any baseball player takes that first month to evaluate, where they need to get better and where they can improve. And so I took about a month to kind of take all in what happened and try to address those weaknesses and get better.
Statistically, you actually hit the ball the opposite way a lot last year, more than you had in several years, yet you still fielded a lot of questions about going the opposite way because of the shifts that you dealt with. How are you going to handle that in 2015? Any adjustments you plan to make?
Yeah, I need to take certain pitches and hit them the other way, and not look at that right field fence and want to yank everything. But I also feel like there's a fine line with, I've swung a certain way for a long time, and I'm going to work really hard to kind of adjust what I need to adjust and move my sights more up the middle.
How closely do you follow defensive metrics for a catcher? Things like pitch framing and defensive runs saved and slowing down a stolen base game. How much do you follow that, and how proud of you are what you did with the Yankees in those categories last year?
I mean, I don't follow it too much. I just go out and play the game to the best of my ability and let everything else take its course. And it's something that I take pride in to get my pitcher that borderline pitch or that borderline pitch that's low, or so I just compete on a nightly basis, and wherever I need to improve on is where I'll look.
Speaking of the pitchers that you will have on the Yankees in 2015, two of them that are very important, CC Sabathia and Masahiro Tanaka, both coming off surgery situations. As a catcher, you head into the season. What's your approach with those guys? Do you talk to them beforehand to see where they are before you start doing things in the spring?
Absolutely. You get down there and you have conversations of where they're at, and you're always trying to improve and get better. And I'll definitely throw my suggestions out there with what I think will help them, and you go from there. But physically, I mean, you're talking about two horses, two guys that are top rotation guys that we're going to count on a lot, and they're competitors.
You know what, Brian, when you look at 2015, a lot of pieces still to put in place, but I'm sure you're aware of the news of the Boston Red Sox today adding Hanley Ramirez and Pablo Sandoval. You're going to see those guys a lot next year. What are your thoughts on what the Red Sox did?
Yeah, I mean, they definitely made their ball club better. I mean, those are two guys you're going to throw in the middle of the order that know what they're doing, know how to hit. And when you face guys like that, you got to execute pitches. And, they definitely shored up the left side of their infield and got better.
Brian, you mentioned something before that was interesting to me. You talked about not letting that right field fence kind of tempt you too much. When you first came over to New York, is that a natural thing to do as a left-handed hitter, just stare out to that 314 and think, I'm going to try and target that for 30 home runs?
It's hard not to think about, but, it's one of those things, getting a full year under my belt and getting comfortable with kind of what I can and can't do at that field. In right field, there seems like there's 5 infielders over there, so to hit the ball the other way and up the middle is going to be key for me coming into next year.
As you look ahead to next year, I wanted to ask you what kind of expectations you have for yourself, but also what kind of expectations you have for the team.
First, I mean, for the team, I feel like we have a championship caliber team. I mean, when you look up and down our lineup, it's just a matter of all of us playing capable on the back of our baseball card. And then, for myself, is to stay healthy and to have a big year.
You know what, Brian, like any good reporter, I'm saving the toughest question for the last question. Thanksgiving is a few days away. I don't even want to hear about the turkey. What's your favorite side dish on Thanksgiving? That's what I need to know.
Ooh, I like the stuffing, no doubt about it. With sweet potato casserole, those are my two favorite. With some gravy and some turkey.
You know what?
That's my go-to.
You're a couple of days away from that. I want to wish you and your family a happy Thanksgiving. We appreciate you doing this for us.
Thank you guys so much for having me.